Imagine pouring your life savings into an investment only to find out the company never existed, or realizing that the hottest stock tip was planted to crash your portfolio. These are the chilling financial legends whispered across Wall Street and beyond, the kinds of stories that make even billionaire investors toss and turn at night. Welcome to Top 10 Facts Club. Today, we're diving into the most shocking, eerie, and sometimes unbelievable urban legends in the world of investing. Some are rooted in truth, others blur the line between myth and reality, but all of them carry a lesson that every investor, from rookies to hedge fund giants, should never forget. Before we start, don't forget to hit like, smash that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world's most intriguing secrets. Now, let's unlock the vault of fear, greed, and hidden truths. 10. The ghost of Enron. When billion-dollar empires were smoke and mirrors. At the height of its power, Enron was hailed as the golden child of Wall Street, an energy empire promising innovation and endless profits. But behind the glossy reports and flashy presentations lay a dark secret. The company was built on accounting tricks, hidden debt, and financial illusions. Investors believed in the legend of an unstoppable giant until the truth collapsed in 2001, wiping out billions in pensions, savings, and futures. The legend persists as a nightmare for modern investors. If Enron could fool auditors, bankers, and even government watchdogs, what's stopping another corporate phantom from doing the same today? Many still whisper about Enron 2.0 hiding in plain sight. Whether it's crypto exchanges with shady ledgers or startups that rise too fast, the ghost of Enron haunts the market, reminding investors that what glitters might just be an illusion. 9. The market that vanished. Overnight, Wall Street's day of reckoning. Few urban legends strike more fear into investors than the story of the Great Crash of 1929. On Black Tuesday, fortunes evaporated in a single trading session. Legends say brokers jumped out of windows in despair, a chilling image passed through history. While not all those tales are fact, the fear they represent is very real. The market can turn on you in a single day. This legend keeps investors up at night because it proves wealth is fragile, no matter how secure it seems. Even the biggest names in finance were left ruined, fueling a decades-long distrust in Wall Street. Some analysts even suggest that echoes of 1929 haunt every modern crash, from 2008's housing bubble to the crypto meltdowns of recent years. The legend endures because it whispers one chilling truth: no fortune is ever safe from the next crash. 8. The phantom CEO, the leaders who lied their way to billions. Imagine trusting your money to a company only to discover the charismatic CEO who lured you in never existed, or wasn't who they claimed. This terrifying legend became reality in stories like Elizabeth Holmes of Theranos, who convinced investors she had revolutionized medical testing with technology that didn't work. Billions vanished, along with trust in Silicon Valley's brightest promises. The fear of the phantom CEO lingers across every investment decision. Are today's rising tech leaders truly visionaries or simply master storytellers? Investors lie awake at night wondering if they're backing the next Steve Jobs or the next great fraud. And in an age of AI-generated faces, deepfakes, and online-only companies, the legend of fake leadership feels more real than ever. 7. The never-ending Ponzi. The curse of Madoff. No legend looms larger than Bernie Madoff, the man behind the biggest Ponzi scheme in history. For decades, Madoff's consistent returns seemed magical, almost too good to be true. And they were. By the time his empire collapsed in 2008, over $65 billion in paper wealth had evaporated, crushing celebrities, charities, and everyday investors alike. The legend of the never-ending Ponzi still scares investors because Madoff wasn't a shady outsider. He was the very definition of insider respectability, once chairman of the NASDAQ. If someone at the heart of Wall Street could hide such fraud for so long, how many other schemes are out there today, undetected? Investors whisper about hidden Ponzis disguised as hedge funds, crypto platforms, or even real estate empires. The fear is not if another will happen, but when. 6. The algorithm that eats itself. AI trading's darkest nightmare. Modern investors don't just fear human greed, they fear the machines running the markets. The legend of the 2010 flash crash tells how algorithms spiraled out of control, wiping nearly $1 trillion in market value in just minutes before mysteriously correcting itself. For many, this was a glimpse into a darker future. What if algorithms one day create a chain reaction that destroys entire economies? The self-eating algorithm legend keeps traders on edge. As AI-driven trading dominates Wall Street, investors imagine a nightmare where a glitch, hack, or rogue algorithm sets off a financial apocalypse. In a world where machines trade faster than humans can think, the question isn't whether they can outsmart us, it's whether we'll even have time to stop them when they go wrong. 5. The Lehman Brothers collapse. The day Wall Street died. When Lehman Brothers collapsed in 2008, it wasn't just the end of a bank. It was the moment the entire financial system nearly imploded. Investors still whisper about the warning signs everyone ignored: exotic derivatives, mortgage-backed securities, and leverage stacked so high it looked unstoppable. Until it wasn't. The legend of Lehman lingers because it proved even 150-year-old institutions could vanish overnight, dragging millions of jobs, pensions, and portfolios with them. Traders today still ask, which giant could be the next Lehman? Is it another bank, a crypto exchange, a hedge fund we all think is too big to fail? It's a chilling reminder that confidence, not size, is what holds the financial world together. And when that confidence cracks, even titans can crumble. 4. The shadow banking system, the market's hidden web. Beneath Wall Street's skyscrapers lies a network few truly understand: the shadow banking system. Unlike traditional banks, these players operate in the dark. Hedge funds, private equity firms, money market funds, and other institutions moving trillions without the same rules or oversight. The legend warns that shadow banks could trigger the next great collapse. In 2008, it was their hidden leverage and opaque dealings that magnified the crisis. Today, whispers spread that shadow banking has grown even larger, more complex, and more fragile. Investors lie awake wondering, what happens if this hidden web unravels? It's the fear of the unknown. Trillions in assets tied up in a system regulators can't fully see, let alone control. For investors, the shadow banking system is the financial world's bogeyman, proof that the scariest risks are often the ones hiding off the balance sheet. 3. The Great Rotation, the myth of money's mass migration. Every few years, financial pundits proclaim the dawn of the Great Rotation, a supposed seismic shift where money flows en masse out of safe havens like bonds into riskier assets like stocks, or vice versa. The legend suggests that these massive movements happen all at once, creating tidal waves that could crush anyone standing on the wrong side of the trade. The fear keeps investors awake at night because it implies they could be blindsided by a sudden stampede of capital, wiping out carefully built positions. In reality, capital moves gradually and continuously, ebbing and flowing with economic cycles rather than turning on a dime. Yet the myth persists because it offers a simple, dramatic narrative for market shifts that are usually far more complex. Whenever bond yields spike or equities wobble, headlines resurrect the prophecy of the Great Rotation, making traders wonder, is this the start of a financial migration that could leave them stranded? 2. Insider trading rings. The shadow networks. Rigging the game. Few legends spark paranoia like the whispers of insider trading rings, secret networks of privileged players who always seem to know the news before anyone else. From Ivan Boesky in the 1980s to Raj Rajaratnam in the 2000s, scandals have confirmed that these shadowy circles are not always imaginary. The fear is simple but terrifying. What if the sudden spike in a stock isn't luck or market wisdom, but someone cashing in on confidential information you'll only hear about days later? For ordinary investors, this legend feeds the suspicion that the game is rigged, that the playing field isn't level, no matter how many regulations promise fairness. Regulators work hard to root out such schemes, but the secrecy of Wall Street makes it impossible to shake the idea that invisible hands are still at work. Every unexplained rally or suspicious sell-off revives the legend, leaving investors uneasy that they're pawns in a much larger game. 1. The lost gold standard, the ghost currency of global finance. For centuries, gold was the backbone of global finance, a tangible anchor that gave money real weight. The so-called lost gold standard is more than just history. It's a ghost that still haunts investors today. Under the system, every dollar was tied directly to gold, meaning governments couldn't simply print money without having reserves to back it up. But in 1971, President Richard Nixon severed the tie, effectively ending the gold standard. Since then, whispers of a return resurface whenever inflation spikes or currencies wobble. Some investors swear a shadowy group of nations could one day secretly reintroduce gold-backed money, reshaping markets overnight. Others warn that the loss of the gold standard created an era of limitless debt and artificial wealth. Whether a myth or a prophecy, the legend lingers because it asks the ultimate question: is money itself real, or just a story we've all agreed to believe? And there you have it, the top 10 financial legends that haunt investors long after the markets close. From the fall of Lehman Brothers to the whispers of insider trading rings and the ghost of the gold standard itself, These stories remind us that money isn't just numbers. It's built on trust, confidence, and belief. And when those vanish, so does wealth. The lesson? Don't take anything for granted. Do your research, question the hype, and remember that markets are as much psychology as they are math. Because in finance, what you don't know can cost you everything. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these legends shook you the most? Do you think another Enron or Lehman is lurking in today's markets? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another deep dive into the hidden truths of money and power. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, on Wall Street, even legends can come true.